2, 3, 4.
That night, when my eyes beheld an eerie sight, my monster from is slightly raised, only to my surprise we did a mash, monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. It came in a flash. We did the monster mash from my laboratory in Castle East to the master bedroom where vampires squeezed. Ghouls all came from humble abode to get a jolt from my electro. We did the mash, did the monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. It was a monster mash. Oh yeah, the monster mash. Well, as armies all were having fun, party had just begun. The gas included the Wolfman, Dracula and his son. Let's go get a mash, monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. You caught it in a flash. It was a monster mash. Well, the scene was rocking, taking the sound. Ego in chains and baby in hounds. Coffin bakers were about to arrive when the crypt keeper giving them high fives. He did the mash. It was a monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. He did the monster mash. Ooh, the monster mash.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Live from the Dutch Hall. And now introducing your host of the show, and two-time President's Club Award winner, Pete Van Dyke.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Live from the Dutch Hall, everybody. We are the greatest podcast ever to come out of cool shit in Pine Grove, Ontario, and Canada's only late-night talk show ever brought to you. Ever brought to you. I don't think there's been one. Just us. We are the best, because we are the best band in Canadian late-night history. The Nocturnal Emissions, comprised this week of the power trio that is my cousin Michael Moore, band leader on lead guitar.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
And in the corner there, I say front and center stage. That man right there, he's been making us a huge hit in France. That's the French tickler, Ken Belange, everybody. And right where he belongs, hanging low between the legs of the Nocturnal Emissions, that's our balls. My favorite, whiskey, Wes Higgins, everybody. Right there. And our announcer tonight is no stranger to this show. He's a great friend of our program and one of the most tired farmers I've ever met. He's worked his butt off, everybody. That's our Beaver, VanHeugten, everyone. And I'm your host, Pete Van Dyke. This is Tony already. Let's get this show started. Happy Halloween, everyone.
Pete, I feel like I'm back home.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, you're back, buddy.
Welcome back. Hey, welcome out of the fog, Beef.
Yeah, out of the fog.
You know
You
what,
are out of the fog.
You know, it's Halloween, everybody. It's a Halloween Thursday. If you're watching this live, you're one of the 3 people right now watching live. You are lucky because this is not Halloween, it's Devil's Night. And we had to be in the bowels of Spiky Ball Studios on Devil's Night in order to police the riffraff in front of our church.
You don't want a nice egg.
No.
You
Oh,
don't.
there might be a few eggs tonight if I remember back in the day.
Yeah.
Specifically this building.
I loved riding my bike to town and toss a couple eggs.
This is a target, this
It
building.
is.
And I don't understand why it's a target, because it's given the children of the Delhi District Secondary School solace on my steps to smoke cigarettes, vape, if you will, or even smoke some dope behind the sign that I have there.
You know how many relationships
is a
probably
drug.
started on the steps of this building?
Yeah. Many relationships have been started. Many girls have been fingered on the steps. I think there's been many breakups. There's been many drug deals. There's been like fights.
Girls just like reaming guys out and they're just sitting and they're like standing.
There's telling how he's a fucking dipshit.
Loser, all you care about is your friends.
Yeah. And that has all happened in front of the church, and yet they still see the church as a target for their aggression rather than something they want to go give a hug to, for giving those great times that they'll remember forever, you know?
Now, this is the first Halloween of Spiky Ball instead of the church, so.
Yeah, it's a second. We owned this in September last year.
Okay, that is a second.
Yeah, nobody gave a shit about us last year, and I don't think they're going to do any damage today either. You know what it is? It's during school hours that they do damage to us, Beaver, and that's because they're stupid cocks. Like a lot of those kids, eh? The one wrote on my door, "The devil." I painted it red. I painted my front door red so it looked better than just like primer, which was on it before. So I put red on it, and thinking the kids would say, "Oh, they're taking good care of this door.
Yeah.
You know, maybe I won't fucking wreck it this time." But no, they wrecked it. They throw skateboards at it, and then they take a rock and they scratch in it. The devil was here, and then they put a pentagram with a circle around it. You know?
That's still happening, eh?
Oh yeah, Delhi, buddy.
They thought they were real clever when they did that.
Yeah. So I put on my sign, "Hey, if you see the devil, tell him he's got to paint my fucking door." You know, and you know, stop wrecking my shit. You know, I had to take swear words out of it though, because I thought it's Halloween. There's gonna be people going by. The first thing I wrote was, "If you see the devil, tell him he's got to paint my door, and stop being a dick," is what I wrote. And then I had to like It's
very correct. That's good.
Well, I thought the devil was being a dick. What are you wrecking my door for?
Exactly.
Right?
Doesn't like your good time in here.
Fucking devil.
Or just tell them the devil's on the south side of the school.
The devil's at school teaching you things.
Yeah.
Southside's lame, man.
South side. Tell them.
Northside's where it's at.
Tell them hit the pizza house up.
Did you go to Delhi, Wes?
Yep.
Did you hang out on North End?
No.
South End?
No, I basically went home as much as I could.
Oh,
You
really?
live close enough.
Didn't enjoy high school.
No.
You wanted to get out of there as soon as you could.
Too many people.
You know, Wes, today is Halloween. You know that, eh? And you had pitched to me, which you don't often pitch show ideas to me.
No, not often.
But you did pitch a good Halloween show idea, and you said, why don't we all just dress up in Halloween costumes? I got a great costume. And as we can see, no costumes tonight, right?
Nope.
No one bought into it. And I consider this to be one of the great crimes of Live from the Dutch Hall history. Because Wes Higgins, I know what your costume was. I put my ear to the ground.
Figured it out.
I figured out what your costume was going to be. And I got to tell you, Wes, gold. It would have been gold. And what we did here was we dropped the ball on one of the great all-time moments of Live from the Dutch Hall history, was what you were going to dress up as for Halloween is our Prime Minister of our country. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Great leader.
He was going to dress up like the great leader of our country, Justin Trudeau. Huh?
Captain Canada.
Captain Canada. The guy just won
And he's
another
still
election.
captain, yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't.
You were going to dress up as the character that he dressed up as that got him elected.
Absolutely.
Eh?
Won it for
Lots of
him.
supporters.
And I said no. I did not allow Wes to come in full blackface, turban.
I don't want fucking Trudeau in his building.
No, that wasn't it, though. I was actually thinking Wes might regret it someday, that he was on the wrong side of history.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Wes didn't care at all.
No, because he's saying, well, if our fucking prime minister gets elected in blackface, then why can't Wes Hagens get a promotion from coming into live from the Dutch Hall wearing a blue blackface and maybe a turban and having a nice time having an Aladdin party, I hear, right?
Yeah, Prime Minister does it.
You think I'm going to catch some shit over it? We just elected a guy that does it.
That's right.
He has no problems with
2
it.
times.
Yeah. So I do think, people, this is technically, when we're recording this show, October 30th, if you have an opportunity still to put a costume together for tomorrow night, please take the advice of my friend Wes Hagens. Dress up as the Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, full blackface. Well, you can't forget, paint your hands too. It's way creepier. Arms, hands. You want to paint the entire body. You don't want to leave anything unpainted.
Oh, you might as well go full character.
Yeah, because that's the way Justin does it. He commits to full black.
We have to follow our leader.
Or brown. Black, brown. I bet you Justin Trudeau would paint his whole body red.
Yep.
For the native...
Mr. Kool-Aid.
For the First Nations people of our country.
And then you can get your significant other to dress as Trump.
Orange.
Yeah, orange. I was going to say yellow. Orange is better.
Orange. If you go yellow, that's more of an Asian flair.
Oh, I didn't think of it that way.
But to be honest, I don't think I've seen anyone use yellow face before.
Simpsons.
Oh yeah, but they're not like doing it to be Asian.
No, they're doing it to be the Simpsons.
The Simpsons, right? But like if you go like the Washington Redskins, that's saying
you're kind of forced into it.
Skins, right? Yeah. Can you imagine they had like the Hamilton yellow skins, and it was all just like ninjas on their uniform and stuff? That'd be fucked, right? Like you'd be like, that's
questionable.
That's not gonna go over well. To have the ninjas and calling yourself the yellow skins, right?
It's just funny, like that now we are like, fuck, that name's kind of fucked. Like, what about all the years that was the name of the football team?
Yeah, it still
Nobody
is.
thought of it. Like, ooh.
Yeah, it's about, in Waterford, they had the Red Men.
The Red Men.
It was as their high school mascot. They were the Waterford Redmen. Do you remember that? When you were in high school, was it the Waterford Redmen or was it the Waterford Wolverines?
Was it the Wolves? Yeah, I think there was Wolves.
The Wolves or whatever.
Now they got to change everything.
It used to be the Redmen.
Like even baseball, Cleveland Indians, they don't hand out.
Well, there's still the Cleveland
foam top.
Indians, but they can't have the little picture of the guy on their hat anymore.
And they can't. What is that?
The Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, they can't have the foam tomahawk.
They don't let that happen?
You're not allowed to give them out.
Fuck, that was intimidating, eh? When the Jays played back in '93.
Oh yeah,
the Tomahawks. I love that cheer against us.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool thing. But I understand. Like Americans are way behind us on the native stuff, eh?
They don't care.
Like they just call them plain old Indians, and they don't care that was a wrong geographical thing. Like back in the day, they're like, no, fucking Indians. That's what they're, and they don't even care. Like
they don't.
You go to the States, they don't give two rats' asses. No. Like, I think the Washington Redskins, as far as the word goes, is the worst in sports. But the Cleveland Indians is the worst mascot.
Right. Oh,
like,
worst mascot, okay.
That's like their logo with the Indian that looks like the Satchmo, like...
It's the worst, but
it's like the black face of natives, don't you think?
Yeah.
It's what they have for the Cleveland Indians.
It was Chief Wahoo.
Chief Wahoo.
Yeah. Fucking nailed it, Wes.
Yeah.
But that, like...
I mean, that's the most racist club in sports is the Cleveland Indians, I think.
Most racist owner, anyways.
I don't know. The symbol is pretty fucking cool, though.
Yeah.
Like, I think of the Chicago Blackhawks, the greatest jersey and emblem, like, to me in sports.
One of the best emblems, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, me too.
Like, but we don't look at that as, like, racist.
Well, that's because it's because in the Chicago Blackhawks case, this is their defense, is that it's honoring a great tribe of Native Americans who were called the Blackhawks,
right.
and they just want to show one of their elders and depict it on their jerseys in order to honor their great strength and bravery or whatever.
Yeah, it's kick ass.
Yeah, but
that's what they say.
Wait till somebody sues them for something. Like, it seems like everything these days related to anything discriminatory is got to change it.
Yeah, like Blackhawks will be targeted, but they're going to be targeted last.
Yeah,
right,
it's so and like such tradition and
Like Redskins, I think number 1.
Yeah, they go. They go.
Then Cleveland Indians.
Cleveland Indian, the hat thing is already gone. They just wear the C on their hat now.
they just wear the C.
It's
Oh,
already
really?
this year. I
Do
think
they
that
have
happened.
the mascot of Chief Wahoo?
Oh,
goes
I
out
think
the big
he go.
bobblehead.
I got a question. What about CFL? What is that? What is it? Ottawa Red Blacks? Or
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
what
a
is-
tricky one.
yeah, what does that depict?
2 for 1.
Yeah.
What is the Red Blacks
I
about?
don't even know.
Am I right by saying that?
Yeah, I
the
think
Red
you're right,
Blacks.
Beef.
Yeah.
And
Is
that's-
it supposed to
that's new.
honor?
And it's a newer team. Like they're
Yeah.
a recent. They're the most recent. CFL
Nobody
team.
cares about the CFL, so they just slip
no.
by.
It's the Bush League.
Yeah, who cares about that one?
We're lucky we don't have 2 teams named the Red Blacks. Eh? The Saskatchewan Red Blacks versus the Ottawa Red Blacks.
Yeah.
And then
Like, how do you even have that? The league only has like fucking 8 teams, you idiots.
Yeah.
yeah,
they-
2 of them with the same name. But one was Rough Riders, 2 words. One was Rough Riders, 1 word.
Oh, whoa. So much different.
Now it's the Red Blacks. I don't know. Is that really about race? The Red
That's what
Blacks?
I don't know. I always wondered.
I would doubt
It's just
it.
their colors.
I think it's just their
They're just
colors.
lazy.
It's just a dumb mascot, like a dumb name for the team. Red, black.
Yeah, it's not even a name.
Well, that's what
Yellow,
Wes would have been, was red and black.
Tonight,
Yeah, if you would have let him dress up.
yeah. I would. You know, Trudeau has dressed up as a native and as a brown guy and as a black guy and as a cowboy and as Superman. There's pictures of all this shit, man. I'm sad I don't have them on here to show you all the pictures of our fucking.
It's crazy that the opposition didn't have that the first time around, eh?
Like it's Halloween this year. You know that guy is like coming up with a costume right now because our prime minister has been dressing up for the last 45 years. And why is this year going to be any fucking different?
Right.
Like, he's going to want to dress up again, and he wants to go hardcore. And
he's
there's a team of people around him that are just like no.
No.
Stop doing it.
Just not do it.
Just go subtle this year, you know? You don't need to go full fucking
Yeah,
body paint.
you luckily won. Let's just take that as a win.
He's like, I thought that meant they were cool with it, man.
Thought they meant they liked it.
I wanted to go as Mr. T this year. That would be awesome, eh?
That would be
Trudeau shows up for like Parliament. He's dressed as Mr. T.
I would love it.
I pity the fool.
It would be kick-ass.
Liberals. I think that could happen. You know what, guys? We should continue on this program with a segment we call feedback. We got feedback.
We got feedback. It's feedback. It's motherfucking feedback.
Welcome to Feedback. We got feedback. This week's program is brought to you by our friends at Amazon. If you'd like to go to Live from the Dutch Hall's website, you go to livefromthedutchhall.com. And if you got ad blockers, shut them off. And you're going to see some Amazon, what do you call them, like banners?
Yeah, those things.
You click on them,
Yep.
you go right to Amazon, you do your shopping, and then I get money. And then you think, well, why do you deserve money? It was like, well, why does that bald fucking guy deserve money? He's already rich. I'm not even rich, right? So then that guy deserves it less than me. You want to give it to a poor guy?
No.
Don't you? Does that just make sense logically?
That's right.
That you would do that. So don't go to Amazon. Go to Live from the Dutch Hall and then go to Amazon. And that way, the poor people get money.
Yeah.
Right? You help the poor people.
Well, people are probably shopping for an outfit. They got a party coming up this weekend. You know what you do?
Amazon.
Head to Amazon.
You can dress like anything.
Actually, first what you do, you head to Live from the Dutch Hall.
Yeah. That's what you do.
First.
First.
Ad blockers off.
Amazon.
Click on it.
Thing on the side. Giddy up.
Buy a dick costume.
Full cock.
Buy your girlfriend a vagina one.
Black face paint even.
Plug yourself in. Yeah, black. You want a black?
Black face paint kit.
Yeah, man. They're on Amazon.
Amazon
Black-
has everything. Great
Where do you
return
think
policy
Trudeau painted
too.
his face from? It was all Amazon purchases. And he's been known to be a fan of our show. If you do look at the iTunes feedback, there is one piece of feedback from Justin Trudeau himself. And it's been there for years. No one's made a big deal about it. But I've never done it because I don't want to show partisanship. I don't want to show that I'm for a party or against a party. I just want people to be people, you know?
You're neutral ground.
Neutral ground. That's why I don't promote the fact that the Honorable Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said that we're a great show. on iTunes. And if you don't believe me, go onto our iTunes thing, look at the feedback. It says it right there. Said it for years. No one cares. And you know what? I think it's true.
I think it's him too.
I think it's him because who else could it be? It couldn't just be me putting in a different name in the thing when I put my feedback in. That'd be ridiculous, right, Beaver? You know, last week we complained that we didn't get any feedback. And we got this. I was wrong. We did, actually.
You were wrong.
And this was what we missed. It says, "Hey, Pete, Charters definitely had the man cold. Ha ha, what a pussy. LOL. CUNT from Laura Collins."
Oh, Laura.
And I did not mention this last week. I kept it quiet.
Let me guess, she does not like that.
No, she did not like it. Because you know what I said last week when the people didn't give us any feedback?
You gave him shit?
I told them all to go fuck themselves, is what I said.
Yeah.
And you know what she said back to me? She said this. She says, "Hey, Pete, here's some motherfucking feedback.
Whoa.
I gave you feedback last week. And I will not go fuck myself since I gave you feedback." And my feedback was insulting Charters. So she just wanted to make sure, doubly sure,
That we knew that.
fuck Charters.
Straight to the point.
That's a good fan.
Yeah. And I could tell you, Laura Collins, you know, I apologized profusely online. I've made sure to make amends for my mistake last week. And not only that, the type of feedback you gave, it really improves the quality of our program because Charters is really the weak link in this whole show. And when you and people like you point that out, it lets us really just crystallize the fact of something that we've all thought but never said, and that is that Charters is holding us all back from greatness. And thank you very much, Laura Collins, for that, because that's what we need to hear
She didn't
sometimes.
just say it 1 week, she said it twice.
Said it twice. Charters is shit, and he needs to know it. Thank you. Come back in, Laura. And you know what I think I like most about Laura is that she always signs her feedback with CUNT. And there's something about a girl that uses and embraces that word that makes me just find them like cool, to be a cool chick, you know. And then I want to hang around.
It's very appealing to you.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
It's a very much of a plus for me when a girl likes to use the word cunt, you know. To me, it's like, that's...
That word.
Yeah, that word. That's a good one, you know. I was a girl I lived with in university. Her name was Carol Ann, and she hated the word vagina. Couldn't stand it.
Oh, I thought you were going to say cunt. Well,
No, she hated the word...
That wasn't cunt.
She hated the word vagina.
She
Don't
hated
say it.
She hated the political correct word
She
for a
hated
body
it. It was
part.
too medical. It made her feel gross about her own self. She says, just call it a cunt, is what she said.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah. She's from St. Mary's. Right?
So stop being correct and just go right to the core.
And I thought the world of that girl.
Yeah.
The world of her because of her honest opinion of that language.
You weren't expecting that.
I was not expecting it. It was a big surprise for me, Beaver. And what I did was I took it as a big plus. Like she went from like a 6 to a 9 just by saying that sentence.
Yeah. How much you liked her, right?
Yeah, because it's cool as shit.
She's
Girl
not
likes
scared
that
of
word.
it.
No, I'm not scared of that word. It's not. Your wife like that word?
I would say no.
Yeah, you wouldn't use it in a dinner conversation. at
No,
home?
probably not.
My wife hates that word. Hates.
Hates it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Wouldn't
I never-
surprise if she said it, but if,
It would
like,
be-
if
it
I
would-
said it,
That's like a swear word,
oh
right?
yeah, it's the end
Oh
of the
yeah,
world.
and if she's saying it for like to make an impact.
Yes.
On the target of that word. You know?
Yes.
That person is a.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas if I use that word, oh fuck.
Have you heard your wife say it before?
Yeah.
You have. Have
Yeah.
you heard your
I
wife?
don't. No, she's so sweet. I don't think I have.
Have you? I've never heard my wife say it.
Oh, I've heard my wife say it.
I've only like even the F words that I've heard come out of my wife's mouth are like rare. Like I have to like cherish them when they come because they're so rare, you know. But I use them like all the time. Like I swear all the time.
Oh,
can't
I feel
stop
bad.
myself.
I worry like one day my kid's gonna say fuck real early in life.
Yeah, just get used
It's
to it.
gonna
Make sure
happen.
they use it right.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not like it's stand
It's gonna
less
happen.
than a kid that's just sitting there going, like they're swearing, but they're like they're like swearing wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Where they're like, you know, what's wrong with this party fuck damn shit? You know?
Yeah.
And you're like, that's
You're
how
not
you-
using it right.
You're not using it right. What's wrong with this fucking party?
Yeah, that's
God
how
damn
you
it.
say it.
Shit. You know, that's how you use it.
I think you figure it out like working with your dad or
Yeah, that's what I learned.
Yeah.
your brothers and sisters.
And then if you use it wrong, then you should be punished. But if you use it right and they're getting how to use it already, where they're not like overusing it, you know?
Yeah, good
I
point.
don't know. I'm not gonna give him trouble. A kid, the odd swear word that gets mixed in a conversation properly, I'm like cool with it because
You probably
that's
have
a life skill.
Yeah, but not like a dinner table talk.
right. We probably use it so often. You probably have trouble like when your kids were younger, like disciplining. I'd be laughing.
Yeah, it's funny.
That's got.
Yeah.
I would be the same way.
Oh, yeah.
Just laugh,
I was backing out of the
and then
garage.
like be like, "Ooh, is that?"
Yeah, yeah.
I was backing out of the garage one time. I had 2 kids in car seats behind me, you know, and I think I hit my mirror on the way out or whatever, eh?
Yeah.
And I can hear in the back with the 2 little kids in the car seats, someone says shit balls.
No way, really.
Yeah, shit balls. And I'm like, how in the like shit balls? Who says shit balls?
Yeah.
You know?
That isn't me, is it?
Yeah, and then one time I was like
It was
doing
you.
something, I hurt myself, and I said shit balls, and sure as fuck, it was from me the whole time. I didn't even know I was saying shit balls.
think I've heard
I
you
said
say
it
that
for
before,
years,
Yeah.
and then my kids were saying it in the same
Context.
context that I was using it, so like I can't be mad at them, but it was pretty cool.
That's
like,
crazy. Like
Yeah.
I have that with my mom. Always used Dutch words for like swear words, so
Yeah.
we wouldn't know them. And then I say these Dutch words to Dutch people, and they're like, "That's not even a word. It's just made up."
Oh, she was just.
Yeah,
She was
like-
like she was just mumbling words.
Yeah, she just made up her own swear words and said they were Dutch. That's a brilliant move.
Yeah.
It is a good move because you can
'Cause she
have
didn't
the
swear.
same.
She didn't
Yeah,
swear.
she
You
didn't
just
swear.
knew there's supposed
Oh,
to be
I
a
knew.
swear.
Yeah, it was like when something was bad, I heard that word.
Yeah, that'd be a good thing. What was? Do you remember any of the words?
Well, I mean, I don't want to say that it was it's something with to do with Godverdomme,
Oh, Godverdomme.
but it would be like Godvermiliani. Like,
Oh.
what is that? It's like Italian and Dutch. Godvermiliani. Like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah. But you know, Godverdomme is
Yeah.
like gosh,
God damn it.
gosh darn it.
Yeah, it's not good though.
No.
You don't want to use that around
But
the
the
Dutch.
bad word is actually Godverdomme. I think.
Good. Yeah, it's more hakalugi.
Godverdomme. If you do that one, then you're going right to
That's
hell.
right, right to hell. And like Dutch people will fucking be like, "Whoa."
Yeah. But I remember Godverdomme. That was like a slang of it. you
Yeah.
know, and you'd hear that.
My
one.
mom would like mix the words.
Yeah.
That's how you knew you were in trouble.
Kevin, do you know French swear words?
Oui.
It's all about.
Didier, tabarnak.
It's about the chalice and the tabernacle and the host. It's all about stuff in the church.
Merde.
That's shit.
Shit. What's some other good ones?
Tabernacle is like, so like if you say like you say anything against the church, that's like the worst swear. In Hungarian, if you say your parents' private areas, that's the dirtiest swear you can say.
What?
Yeah, a zanyad pichayo, a zapad faso. Those are the 2 worst swear words in Hungarian. One means a zanyad pichayo means your mother's vagina, and then a zapad faso means your father's cock. Yeah, those are swear words, bad ones. And then so same thing. James, my wife's mom will say the swear words. Because she doesn't want to say English swear words, she says these dirty Hungarian ones. But then if you get a Hungarian around, they're like, what in the fuck kind of family is this?
Exactly.
Like, because they're saying the worst things
The
possible.
worst family ever.
Yeah.
But it's like...
It's foreign to us.
Yeah, for us, it's like you're saying it to get
You
away
just know
from
you're in
saying the
trouble.
dirty words,
Yeah.
you know? But if it's your real language, you're like, you can't say your mother's vagina every time you like get something wrong on a test.
The worst.
That's the bad thing. You can't do it.
Going straight to hell.
But I don't understand the French saying chalice, like host, like tabernacle.
I'm trying to remember. I can't, because I think my dad was almost similar with what you were saying, where he would say something and it might be like a kind of a spin off or something like
a hybrid.
Yeah,
Like they don't want you to learn that word, right?
There was something other than tabernacle that was like, and it wasn't married. I'm trying to remember it.
Yeah, they just add on their own things.
Just like another like slang word that's close to it, and you can get away with it not saying it. Yeah, I get it.
It works.
Oh,
Parenting strategies.
You know what? Also, last week on last week's show, we got feedback from, I believe it, from on Podbean. We got it on Podbean this time.
Okay, Podbean. That's another place you can check the podcast out.
Oh yeah, that's our host there,
Yeah.
and it's from this one's from Lee Wallace. Lee Wallace says to us, "A great episode. The band and Jordan killed it."
Hey, Jordan, what up? Yeah, boy.
It says Pete stayed on topic. Who needs that anyways, though, right? And Ryan was a great guest. Thanks for coming out. P.S. I have a birthday gift for Pete. We'll need to see you soon. Well, I'll tell you, you're welcome anytime you have a gift, Lee.
Lee and Sarah generous.
They are generous.
Fuck.
And I don't you know what they usually give, which is always well appreciated? Pepperettes.
Oh, it's delicious.
And if this is what he's cooking up, is the more pepperettes?
Perfect.
I'll tell you,
Good
this is gonna be
timing.
the greatest day ever. But if it's less than pepperettes, Lee, I'm going to tell you, you're not welcome back.
Well, it is deer season, so.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of meat being around here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, no, of course, Lee, you're welcome anytime. You are a shareholder of Live from the Dutch Hall. You and your great wife have proven yourself over and over again to be shareholders. You can bring in anything you want. But for anyone else who wants to become a shareholder of Live from the Dutch Hall, you got to bring something decent because, we're getting stingier.
It's prestigious.
We're kind of on the charts,
Yeah, I don't know.
See,
if
we
you've
got
seen
the number 3.
Exactly.
Yeah, number 3. You know who likes that? Some dude in fucking Australia has been listening to us for years. He was like, who the fuck is, it's, I should say his name, Emil Versteeg.
Versteeg.
He's a dairy farmer in Australia, been listening to us for quite some time. He says, who the fuck is Jim Florentine?
Who cares?
They can't beat the Pope in the band, that's for sure. Is what
Goddamn
he
right.
said. And I'll tell you, you know what, Emil, and any other week that would win you Listener of the Week, but because we fucked over Laura Collins so bad last week, Laura, you are the listener.
Forget
of the
this.
week.
You're the listener of the week. This is your week. I don't know the song.
That's good. I think we nailed it. Your vocals were a bit off, though.
Yeah, everything was off.
Squeaky.
I was nervous.
You know what? The only other person. If you guys want to give us feedback, the way you
Remember
can do
that
it is
one.
you can go to livefromthedutchhall@gmail.com, or you can go to Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever you want to do. Just find us, give us a message, and even if you see us on the street, we'll make sure we say it on the air to make sure we can make this show better. Thank you to everyone that's done it in the past, and thank you to everyone that's supported our sponsors like Clean Flow.
Oh, yeah. How do you do that? Oh, yeah. It's up here.
Yeah, that's it. Charles
Wow,
wrote
that's
that.
tough. Thanks, Shane. I redeemed myself from Listener of the Week.
You are good at that. You're a natural. Charles practiced for weeks. It sounded like crap. Look at that. He just one try?
Yeah, I got that one.
That's unbelievable. You know what, this week? We've just been doing this whole segment just to get to the one highlight of everyone's week, and that's our cookie lady. And Charters, try sniffing these from home, you dickhead. We got some cookies from our cookie lady. Susan, you're the best.
You got it, Peter?
Cookie. Yeah, I can do it. Susan, we love you, cookie.
We love you, Susan. Susan.
Susan, we love your cookies. We love them, Susie. Your cookies. We got some Halloween cookies from Miss Susie. These are going to be so good and giddy and sniff them. Sniff them. I'll do them.
Yeah. Cause we love them, Susan.
right, that's it. We're going to eat them because they're so good, Susie.
There's even one that says pumpkin patch on it.
Yeah, pumpkin patch. Now, I got to tell you something. Susan Belanger, she's one of our greatest sponsors we've ever could even conceive in our heads. And she gives us cookies or some sort of like baked treats every week. These ones, she says, live from the Dutch Hall. Hi, guys. Not a Halloween fan, so this was not my favorite bake.
Fair enough.
I hope you enjoy the meringue. Ghost pumpkins, mummies, and bones. Ooh, fun. And I'll tell you something. Do I enjoy it? You better fucking believe I enjoy it, Susan. These meringues are delicious.
They are delicious.
Jane, you gotta try one of those. Tell Susan what you think.
And we didn't have Dave here to delay it for 10 minutes while we eat them. When
That's
while he stares at it.
Yeah. This is Dave. If Dave was here, he would smell it, and then he would like lick it. And then he would like put it down his pants for a while when he was off camera.
And the thing is, like, people think we're just making fun of him for doing this, but he actually does that shit.
Yeah, that's real.
That's real. Eh?
That's not an act at all. He sniffs it. He like gets right into it. Like
Yeah, it's fucked.
it's like you're like, we shouldn't even be here for this. This seems gross.
Should just be Dave and the cookies in here for now.
You know who else is in here this week?
Steven.
Steven's not here. The
A
reluctant
rare
gentleman.
miss for Steve.
You know what it was? His wife was on holidays this week,
Oh,
and Steve had to go feed the children.
that old chestnut will get you.
Yeah.
He's taking
And
care of his
Steve and his
25
wife-
children.
Yeah. Steve and his old wife, I don't know if you know about Steve, he's a bit of a hippie. He's a bit of doing things a natural way. You know?
Organic.
Organic, the way God wanted it to be. So when his wife's away, Steve goes home and feeds his kids the natural way, you know?
Like no barbecue sauce.
No, Beaver.
No.
First, you got to get through the layers. And there's many of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When Steve goes home, what happens is, Steve tells me this because we share an office during the day. And Steve says, you know, my only respite is the time where I'm in my vehicle on the way home, because otherwise I'm working, and then and the vehicle I have nothing to do. But as soon as I go home, it's the same old thing, you know. Walk in the front door, 4 girls running the door hungry, wanting to be fed, you know. Me having to go to the living room, lie down on the floor, open my shirt, release my 4 breasts, and have my children suckle at my teats, right? And he goes, you know, it seems easy enough, but you get dehydrated, you get tired, it takes a lot out of you.
It's hard on him.
And he goes, you know, to be honest, I'm not actually built for this.
Is that why he grew the beard? Beat him away with the beard?
No, he grew the beard just to hide his shameful face.
That's and that's also where they clean up and they wipe.
Oh, that's the napkin.
It's a natural.
Oh, napkin, daddy napkin.
Daddy napkin.
Have you looked into this? Because you're.
Yeah, they thought it was. Well, Steve and I talked about it, and he's like, it's kind of like steel wool. But he's like, you know what? My kids are pretty tough. They don't mind.
Yeah.
And
I
they
bet
go-
he's got the same like.
Well, he's
steel-
exhausted. He has to like vent after the shows, right?
Yeah.
He's like, I can only handle this so much.
Well, usually his wife does that.
Yeah, that's what I mean, though.
Yeah.
Like the times he's got to do, it's exhausting. His
Yeah,
body's
yeah.
not made for it.
No. Like he pumps like at work just to keep his milk up. Like when he comes in during the day, you can see him every once in a while. He's like, I gotta take a 10-minute break, and he's in the back room. You can hear the pump just sucking on his old.
Does he got auto or is it hand?
It's auto. It's a machine. He plugs it in the wall. You can hear it.
Except for when the boys from Interkip are here.
Yeah.
Then they manually.
They manually do
They
it.
would
Oh,
do-
Steve's like, thank God they're
Thank
here.
God, relief.
Yeah. Oh man, you should see Steve if he has been milked like through a whole work day and he hasn't taken a break because he's got busy. He's not thought of what's going on.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, Steve's like, you can see him uncomfortable. He's got a lot of pain in his chest and stuff like that. And then I'm like, what's the matter with you? And he's like, oh, fuck, I don't know. And he's like, oh, I got to be milked, man. And he's like, do you mind squeezing my tit? I'm like, fuck off, dude. Squeeze your own tit.
I know you're like, I know it's a lot of work, but
You do the fucking gross. I'm not going to squeeze a guy's tit.
That's odd.
Right? Would you squeeze a guy's tit just because he shared an office with you?
No.
no, there's no form of friendship comfort to allow.
No,
any-
it's a weird It's a weird request.
Oh man,
Don't you think?
very.
He just wants relief.
Yeah. It's like those But that's you can't do nothing about it. That's nature.
Yeah.
It is.
When you need to release that pressure, you release that pressure. That's how the babies get their food.
Yeah. Family comes first.
Anyway, Steve,
God bless you, Stephen. God bless you.
I appreciate your love for your family. Please put a little bit of cream on that. It might be mastitis.
Rest well, my friend.
Don't touch it.
So we're ready to get into the Halloween segment of our program.
All right.
And what we did was we put our crack team here at Live from the Dutch Hall, and we said, you know what, team? Go to the interweb, find us some spooky shit that we can't explain, and let's let the listeners at home and even the watchers on YouTube know about some of the crazy shit that's going on in the world, so we can be aware of it. We can walk around with our eyes open, right?
Let's discuss it.
Because Beaver, I don't know if you agree with me on this, but Beaver, sometimes people, they have, they look at people who see some things that are unexplainable, maybe paranormal, supernatural, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And they look at them like they're crazy for seeing that stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But then you realize after talking to people, it's maybe more common than you think. You know, in some of these articles, Michael, have you ever seen a ghost in your life?
No, can't say I have. I've definitely in my old farmhouse heard noises where you're like, what the fuck is that? But never seen a ghost, no. Probably just mice and bats in my house.
Bats.
Yeah, we've had a bit of a problem with the old bat.
How about Sam Squanch?
Never seen a sand squanch, never caught one. Lived with one in college for a year. Good guy. That's,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Lives in Alberta now?
No. I believe he lives in Norwich, Ontario.
It's funny you say that. Seen a ghost. I had to deal with an imaginary ghost at the beginning of this year, actually, with my workers.
Oh, your offshore workers?
Yeah, they apparently had. They were very descriptive, actually, about it. There was a woman with black hair, long black hair, that wanted to fuck all of them.
I'm going to guess 400 pounds in weight.
Yeah.
Just a wild out of nowhere guess.
Was pinning them to the bed.
Oh, she was a big girl, eh?
Yeah.
Aggressive.
Are we sure this
Very-
is a dream?
This was 23 men running out of the house at 3:30 in the morning.
Because there was an aggressive ghost trying to bang them?
Yes.
Why don't they want to bang ghosts? Like, just...
I don't know. It's something spooky about it, I guess. I don't know. I didn't believe it. So then I went to the previous homeowner. I'm like, yeah, that sounds pretty crazy. And he's like, yeah, I lived there for all my life. That doesn't make sense. So all I could think of was I was just trying to float their boat, right? You know, you kind of, if you call bullshit on them,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
they're your employees. So
Yeah.
you can't exactly, you want them to work. So,
My dad had the same thing happen to him.
yeah. So I just, we got a horseshoe. That's all I could think of.
Yeah.
Put an old horseshoe I found in the field, and
Oh, and put it up to say that this was...
this will give you
Get
good
rid of
luck.
the
This will
spirits
give
or-
you good luck.
Oh, yeah.
It was gone.
This what we had Jamaican guys working at our place.
Whatever works.
It worked.
And they're like, boss, we can't sleep in the bunkhouse anymore. It's haunted, man. We can hear people knocking on the door all night long, and it's haunted. And like, we're not sleeping here. Like, you got to give us somewhere else to sleep. And he's like, that's not fucking haunted, you know. Like, I'll go sleep in there tonight. Prove to you that it's not haunted, right? So my dad goes and sleeps on the couch, you know. He just gets all nestled in for the night, sleeping in the bunkhouse on the couch. And all of a sudden, he hears a knock on the door. He thinks it's my mom, that he forgot something. Goes to the door, nobody there.
Fuck off.
Right? Goes back to the couch, like saying that's weird or whatever. Sure as shit. Another time, comes to the door. So you know what my dad did? Cut down this black walnut tree to tell the Jamaicans that it was just walnuts falling on the roof. That was making it sound like knocking. But then he would look to me and say like,
I had to tell him
I want
something.
no fucking walnut. I'll tell you that. It was weird, you know. And there's certain things you just can't explain. Like there's certain things. I'm not saying it's supernatural or whatever, but like there's certain things that are outside of our understanding. You got to admit that
Oh yeah.
because we don't even can't even hear what a dog hears. You know.
Well, in the end, with my guys, like I wasn't making fun of them or anything. Like in the end, people's belief or what they perceive is their own perception, right? So I just kind of went along with it and gave them a horseshoe, and I didn't hear anything after that. So I was like, hey, it must have worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Horseshoe works.
Yeah.
We lived in a haunted house when we were growing up. it was like this old guy that owned our farm. He killed himself, hung himself in our boat barn, and I used to think that ghost was him. But then we played with this Ouija board one time, and then me and my sister got this ghost all riled up because I kept like fucking with him.
No shit.
Yeah, it was on a Ouija board, and then they're saying like I was like being a dick because I didn't believe in any of it, right?
Okay, yeah.
And then I pissed the ghost off, right? And I remember that at the time too, thinking like, fuck, I pissed the ghost off. It's just me and Lori like pushing the Ouija board thing around. And then my sister went to go see like a medium or something like that.
Okay.
And they asked, did you live in this old farmhouse? And they described her old farmhouse. And she goes, yeah. She goes, you gotta go back there because your brother did something on a Ouija board that like pissed this ghost off.
Really?
No way.
Yeah, that's what the person said. And then the guy who bought that farm totally renovated that house in like 2000.
Yeah.
It's like completely renovated, beautiful, like restored home. No one's lived in it in 20 years.
What? It's just sitting there.
Just sitting there empty.
Sitting there, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So tell me.
So you fucked with the course of time.
No, I think I helped haunt the house.
The
That's what I
ghost
mean.
is still pissed.
And
Yeah.
the ghost is mad
The
at
ghost
me
is
in
pissed.
particular.
It's
which
like
is-
a movie where somebody's got to go play that Ouija board. Maybe it'd be the kid from Never Ending Story.
What if it has to be me?
Yeah,
has
maybe
to
it
go
has
back?
to be you.
It's like Jumanji. You got to just keep
Yeah, like
going.
Jumanji.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'd love to go to that house now.
Fucking,
actually.
why don't you go do that? You should do that for Halloween.
Especially if they're after me, then I can go to that house and then like see if it'll get me.
Hey, if no one's there, why
You
why don't we go there after the show? Have a little tape recorder and
You and
it's
Lori
still
should
breaking
go reenact exactly what you were doing.
Yeah. I'd like to talk to the owner of the property before I break into his.
yeah, you're right. I didn't think I wasn't thinking that.
Might have to clear it.
Yeah. But other than that, I'm with you on this. I'd like to go in the house. I'm not afraid. I'll do it. I'm not saying I believe in all this shit, but I'm like, I've seen some things. I don't know how to explain
You
them.
just don't know how to explain them, right?
And not only that, I looked. My team had been online all day, and they found some shit that's like blown my goddamn mind. It's blown my mind. And I gotta tell you, this is the first story. I'm just gonna talk about it. It is a news story, and it says he may have been dead for some time, but Michael Jackson's remains pop's most controversial figure. And his reputation for the outlandish grew last night after an outraged pet owner revealed his monkey had been bummed by the ghost of Michael Jackson.
What?
Yeah. Primate fan Brian Clowes, along with wife Beryl, who keeps 2
Barrel?
What?
macaws at his crew, says if I can get my hands on the ghost of Michael Jackson, I'd wring his perverted, unworldly neck. Unfortunately, due to the very good nature of ghosts, that would be impossible. Or so the very nature of ghosts, but I'd certainly give it a rude, good exorcism or something. He said that we normally don't get a peep out of the monkeys after dark, but they were howling and screeching, so I went downstairs to have a look. In some ways, I wish I hadn't, he says. I opened the door of the garage to find Silas, who's his monkey. He was being bummed by what can only be described as some sort of glowing, shadowy thing. It was obviously a ghost. The spook looked at me, and then when it hit me, it was like it was Michael Jackson, and he was making that same bizarre woohoo noise that Jackson used to make.
Can't go there.
While bumming a monkey, while actually like having
The glove on?
sodomizing a macaw. Then suddenly it disappeared. It was the most disturbing thing I've ever imagined. But it was more troubling for Silas and his poor monkey bottom.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Preparation
true.
H.
Brian, who admits to have been drinking a bit on Monday night, said to have came to Sunday Sports to warn the monkey owners and their pets were at risk of non-consensual buggery by the ghost of Jacko.
Warning.
Well, he goes is because they have a community. They have people that own monkeys in England, and then he goes out to all his other monkeys and is like, you know what? You think your monkey's safe? Well,
You're in big trouble.
Jacko's gonna bang him tonight.
So let's paint
Be
this
careful.
picture. This guy owns monkeys, and then he went
And he's a drinker.
and he's a drinker, and he's seen a story or seen a situation like this, and then he went and reported it.
Yeah.
You warned everybody, Beef.
Wow, we got a winner here.
You never know.
Yeah.
Hey, Brandon, I was wondering if you could roll the Bigfoot video for us.
We got a video, do we?
Yeah, we do have a Bigfoot video that I wanted to bring you attention to before we end the show. And what I like about this Bigfoot video is that it is it's
While
a
researching
Dutchman.
his book, Sasquatch, The Apes Among Us, Green interviewed Canadian outdoorsman Albert Ostman,
Ostman,
recording
that's
his
exactly.
detailed and strange account. Ostman claimed he was kidnapped and held captive by a family of Sasquatch in 1924 while he was prospecting in British Columbia, Canada.
Canadian
This
Sasquatch.
is the actual audio recording of Ostman's account made in 1966.
I was out on prospecting trip. I was in, I think it was about 6 or 7 days. And I was camping at the place there. And
There was a bottle.
began to bother me at night there. I thought first there would be porcupines or probably bear or something. But evidently it was something else. And that went on for about 3-4 nights. And finally one night I was picked up in my sleep and carried away. He carried me for, I don't know, probably 3-4 hours.
No big deal.
Then
No
I was
big deal.
let down in
I
the
just slept.
valley,
I was down in the valley.
where, of course, it was dark, you know.
Of course.
The reenactment.
I heard a lot of chatter around. It's a little after 4 o'clock in the morning when he let me down.
Ostman claimed the creature carried him in a sleeping bag, which also contained food supplies and his rifle. Ostman didn't feel threatened by the strange creatures, but he also didn't feel free to leave, so he settled in and made his own camp.
Why
You were
wouldn't you?
kidnapped by a Sasquatch. That's what you
I
do.
noticed these people around me, 4 of them, 2 big ones and 2 small ones, but they were all covered with hair and no clothes. Never bothered me. Evidently they had some reason why they wanted me there. I had enough wood gathered up so I cooked coffee. And I guess the aroma from that brought him near, and he was sitting about 10 feet away from me when I was drinking my coffee. And then I opened a box of snuff, you see.
Oh, put a dip
And
in.
when I opened that and took a pinch, you know, he reached out for it, you know. And he emptied it right in his mouth. And he swallowed it. And that didn't feel
Probably
very good.
greened
you
out
know.
after that.
Tastes very good, I guess. So, and then he had to have something to drink, I guess. So he grabbed that and he drank the coffee can, ground and all.
As a result of the snuff and the coffee, the beast ran off, likely looking for water. That's when Ostman
Great
made his
plan.
escape.
See you later, yeah.
What are the odds of that?
It's really that's the lesson to be learned from this whole story. Is
Yeah,
that
just
if-
have a dip, like a tin of dip on you.
Yeah, if you ever get kidnapped by a Bigfoot, what you want to do is you
Tin
go
and chew.
out, make yourself some coffee, and get a nice thing of dip. And this guy's gonna go overindulge himself.
Yeah,
He's
just
not
gonna-
only going to toss it in his lip, he's going to actually
He's
eat the
gonna
whole
take
thing.
a whole.
Yeah, Bigfoots are stupid. and,
What we've learned.
yeah, so don't do that. That's how you get away from a Bigfoot. You just need snuff and coffee.
So this guy was like, you know what?
That's brilliant.
I'm just gonna stick around here for a little while
Yeah.
until I feel
I
like
will shuttle in.
Yeah,
The boys.
shuttle in.
Gosh, there's 4 of them.
Well, I
Gosh,
noticed,
2 small and 2 big.
I noticed they were picking me up.
They had all sorts of hair like Portuguese.
I decided to just sleep in the sleeping bag for 4 to 6 hours, and it should be fine.
and he had enough food and his rifle in the sleeping bag.
Yeah, it didn't
Yeah, but
take
how did
anything
you know-
away. They're just
don't you-
friends.
Don't you know enough old Dutch people that this actually kind of makes sense?
Oh, yeah.
Like I can picture an old Dutch guy saying, "Well, I'm not going to let all my belongings out."
Yes, I've been here 3 or 4 times. I might as well shuttle in. Yes, he brought me this far. Might as well become part of the family.
He sent the Sasquatch an invoice for the snuff.
Yeah.
Stole
There it is. That's the ending right there.
Anyways, the internet is a weird and wonderful thing. There's another one. You think of ghosts, you think of only like human ghosts.
Yeah.
But it's not the case. We have an instance of actually one which is a primate ghost.
Oh.
And Brandon, if you could roll that footage for us quickly, the primate ghost.
VanHeugten Hall in Dorset is haunted by a rather different type of ghost than you normally find roaming around stately homes. The local tourist attraction and wedding venue is haunted by a masturbating monkey. Named as one of the most haunted places in England, the estate was built by the Martin family, whose crest proudly displays the motto, "He who looks at Martin's ape will look at him." According to legend, the Martin family had a pet monkey that wandered around the sprawling estate. But one fateful day, one of the Martin daughters, who was in the midst of an unhappy love affair, decided to kill herself in a secret room in the house. Watching her end her life was the monkey, who out of sheer loyalty stayed with her body. By the time the family found the body, the monkey had starved to death next to her. The monkey now haunts the house and is seen scratching at the paneling of the secret room and staircase in a frantic attempt to escape. But that's not the only thing he's been seen scratching, as he has also been witnessed playing with himself, as tourist John Morrison explains.
Martin the monkey, who haunts the house, loves to scratch his privates while swinging around.
Sounds like awesome
We
powers.
didn't see him, which is a shame, because it would have been a real sight.
A real sight.
He was horny, baby.
Yeah, you know what? I think that monkey was fucking sick, you know?
Yeah.
Because he seems to be getting off by the suicide of that other girl.
Yeah, that's odd.
twisted.
That was odd. Masturbating monkey. I thought like he was masturbating in like the love affair.
No.
No, to the death.
To the death. I think he masturbated to the death.
Wow.
That's a sick monkey, right?
That is.
Well, you know what? I don't want everyone to leave this program tonight thinking the worst about monkeys. So before we sign off, we're going to sign off, but then we're going to leave you tonight with something that hopefully will redeem you and your vision of all monkeys from here on in, because there is this last clip I think will kind of like change your viewpoint on everything about life.
I hope so.
But it is a bit scary at the beginning. It is about the supernatural, so I want to warn you before we close. But before that, I want to tell you about a few events that are coming up. We still have November the 15th in Waterford at Swazi's. Woo! We have a great lineup of comedians that are going to be there. We have myself hosting. We have Brandon McIntosh and Tyler Shazma from the Great Life from the Dutch Hall program. It will be on that. We have a guest, former guest of the show, AJ Bate and Jason Allen. That'll be on the show. And we also have, for the very first time ever on one of our productions, Jimmy England will be there, which if you haven't met Jimmy before, you're going to like him. He's a likable guy. And also, if you're in the London area, London, Ontario, that is, you can come see me, Shaz, and Brandon playing at the Fox and Fiddle in downtown London on, I think that would be November the 13th. That's a Wednesday. And that should be a great show as well. So for everyone, please come out and do that. And if you'd like to give us feedback, do it at livefromthedutchhall.com or livefromthedutchhall@gmail.com, or you can go to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're either Dutch Hall or Live from the Dutch Hall on those things. And before we leave with this very good video, I want to say one thing. That's CUNT. See you next Thursday. Hey, do you want to wait till after the video to do the theme song?
Yeah.
We'll do wait till after the video. I want you to enjoy this because I think it does have some audio to it. Brandon, roll this thing. Is he wearing a wig now? I apologize to the audio listeners. We'll see you NT. See you next Thursday, everybody. Hit it.